Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. So in today's video we are going to be talking about the match between Villarreal and FC Barcelona, and in today's game Barcelona has won their first official away game within La Liga against Villarreal 3-1 with a goal coming from Memphis Depay, Frenkie de Jong and Felipe Coutinho. This was a match where Barcelona truly did deserve those 3 points because of the way that they were playing. As a matter of fact, Barcelona in the past 3 games that they have played under Xavi Hernandez, they deserve a good scoreline. They deserve to come out with a win, and now today we finally saw Barcelona get what they deserve, which was a great Barcelona win. So what we are going to be doing in this video is talk about the first half, the second half, and then give my overall conclusion of this whole game. But before we go further into this video, I do want to talk about the OneFootball app. The OneFootball app is the best football app you could find within the App Store when it comes to the latest transfer news, the daily news, anything that you do want to follow regarding your favorite player or your favorite club or your team or any international team. All of that is going to be compact within the OneFootball app. And for those of you guys who are in the UK, one of the best new features that the OneFootball app does carry, it is having La Liga highlights within the app. So if you guys do want to find any highlights regarding Barcelona, Real Madrid, Atletico Madrid, Valencia, whichever club you do desire, the OneFootball app will be having that and right inside your phone. So the link is going to be in the description box down below. By clicking that link, you guys will be able to support me and this YouTube channel. It would be greatly appreciated. But now let's get back into the video. So first things first, within the first half, this was a half where Barcelona did not look so convincing. Like Villarreal was going to bring a great game towards Barcelona. Like for example, Garcia misplaced a pass. It went straight to one of the forwards of Villarreal and Piqué had to block it basically with his hand on the 5th minute. And then we saw Frenkie de Jong on the 7th minute give a chance towards Memphis Depay, which he did not score. Then fast forwarding towards the 8th minute, there was a moment where Xavi shot with his left foot. It hit the post, but that ball just did not go in. There were so many mistakes that Barcelona were doing from a defensive standpoint and so many goal scoring opportunities that were being missed within those first 20 minutes. And there was also another chance on the 18th minute where Memphis had another chance and Frenkie laid off that pass, which could have been a great assist for Frenkie, but again Memphis Depay did miss that goal scoring opportunity. So this was a game where many of us were thinking, okay, this is going to be a match where Barcelona is going to have to suffer until the very last minute of this game. And Villarreal, they were building very well. They were also attacking very well. They had the ball. No, this was not a match where Barcelona had around 75 to 80% possession. Villarreal knew exactly what they were doing. They studied Barcelona well. And one of the ways this team has greatly harmed Barcelona was by playing on the right flank, because there were many times within the first half where Garcia went up to support or to press one of the players from Villarreal, which left a lot of space on the right flank. And the only player that was left to basically defend that whole right side of the field, it was Abde. And if it wasn't Abde, it would be Ronald Araujo. And I do believe that this was a huge mistake coming from Xavi Hernandez, because Xavi Hernandez basically ordered Eric Garcia to man mark Moy Gomez, and Moy Gomez always positioned himself into the midfield, which meant that Garcia had to go into the midfield and left that open space behind him. And that was the biggest mistake. Like, I have no idea why Eric Garcia was always ordered to go up there. And so that is why we saw Araujo left alone on that right flank throughout the whole course of that first half. This is why we saw Araujo so active defensively and doing so well, because he has so much responsibility. And this was also a great tactical move coming from Villarreal. So I do want to applaud Ronald Araujo for doing what he did on that right side, for always being that backup for Eric Garcia, because again, it was a mistake coming from Xavi Hernandez. It was poor positioning coming from Eric Garcia, and it was a very well studied plan coming from Villarreal. So the way that I would describe this first half would be this. There was a moment on the 38th minute where Araujo received the ball coming from Marc-Andre ter Stegen. Araujo received a long ball coming from the goalkeeper, which went all the way into the final third area. It was just Araujo versus the goalkeeper. Araujo was doing a step over and he almost scored a goal. So the fact that Araujo was not only defending very well, but he almost scored for Barcelona in the first half. And that is going to be the way I would sum up the first half. Araujo and ter Stegen were the best players on that pitch within those first 45 minutes. And the problem was basically very clear, which was this. Eric Garcia as a right back or as a right center back, it just did not work. We also did see a very repetitive play, which was Eric Garcia's long balls towards Abde, and Villarreal were intercepting that very well. And you can see how Villarreal were trying to keep that ball away from Gavi, Frenkie and Alba, because they wanted to play on their left side and not have Gavi, Frenkie and Alba retain the ball, because they knew that Barcelona's strongest position was on that left side. As a matter of fact, when Gavi, Frenkie and Alba had the ball once within that first half, they almost scored. So you can see that they were going to be highly effective, but again, the opposition was very organized and they knew exactly what to do. But like I have said, we did not know if Barcelona was going to win in this game because of how many things were going wrong. Like many were saying that Memphis needs to come out in exchange for Dembele, or maybe Mingueza needs to come in for Eric Garcia, which was going to be his best position to play at. Like if Eric Garcia was going to be playing as a right center back or as a right back throughout the first 45 minutes, you might as well should have put Mingueza, who is great at doing so. But now let's head towards the second half, and many of us were expecting changes, but that did not happen within the second half. Xavi Hernandez decided to go with the exact same starting 11, but this time I think that in the second half Barcelona looked much more active when it came to the pressing, when it came to trying to look for those goals. And on the 50th minute we saw Jordi Alba execute a cross into the box. Memphis Depay hits it first, it deflects on top of the goalkeeper and went straight to Frenkie de Jong, and Frenkie de Jong puts the ball inside the net and makes it 1-0 up for FC Barcelona. I remember that in this moment, this goal that we saw took a very long time for it to be official, because many were saying that Memphis is probably offside. If Memphis did touch it, that meant that Frenkie de Jong's goal was not going to be allowed, and so it took about a minute to actually announce that this goal was allowed. But in the end, it was allowed. Memphis Depay was onside, and Barcelona were 1-0 up. So it was not the most beautiful goal, but it was a much needed one. So throughout that second half, Barcelona were playing the exact same game. Villarreal were competing very well, and Xavi did make a substitution, which was Dembele coming for Abde, and that was a very big tactical switch coming from Xavi's side, because on that right flank, because it was being used so much, because Villarreal wanted to use Barcelona's right flank so bad because they thought that that was the weak point, Xavi said, okay, if we're going to be having the ball on that side, if we cannot switch it towards the left, let's put Dembele in there and be ready to launch, because he's the one that does have the most experience when he does have the ball, and they can greatly harm the opposition. And then the other substitution that Xavi has made was on the 71st minute, which was Mingueza coming in for Jordi Alba. Now, let's take a moment to analyze this substitution, because what did happen here, I noticed many things. And point number one, I think that with Jordi Alba leaving on the 71st minute, that is a sign, my friends, because Alba, the only reason why he even left is because he suffered in those first 20 minutes of the second half, because Jordi Alba looked like he was just not physically capable to continue through that game. He looked like he was injured, or maybe tired, maybe his hamstring was hurting. But the fact that Jordi Alba continues to encounter these type of discomforts, it just shows that he cannot always be available, that Barcelona eventually they do have to produce a different left back, a left back that can compete, and that could be Alejandro Balde, because Alba is not getting any younger. And the second thing that I want to point out when it comes to this substitution is this: Mingueza playing as a left back basically killed that left side, because if you're going to be having Mingueza and Gavi on that left side, you're not going to be having those crosses that you would get coming from Jordi Alba, because Mingueza is right-footed, Gavi is right-footed, so it does take time for those two players to readjust and send a cross, and it slows the game down. So throughout that second half, Barcelona were suffering, just like in that match against Espanyol. Notice how there is some consistencies going on between how Barcelona do play, because Barcelona, they do play very well, but again, they have to suffer until the very last minute of this game. Why is that the case? Well, it is because Barcelona do need to refine their attack. They need to take advantage of the opportunities. Barcelona yet again struggled to seal a game, and these are the exact same tendencies that we did see in the previous Barcelonas under Ernesto Valverde or Ronald Koeman. So you can see that those things still linger around Xavi's Barcelona, but I do think that eventually we'll get to a point where Barcelona do not have to suffer in this way. Like for example, in this game, because on the 88th minute, Villarreal committed a huge mistake coming from player number 12. He headed the ball, it went straight to Memphis Depay. Memphis Depay takes the ball, he dribbles around the goalkeeper and puts the ball into the net and makes it 2-1 for Barcelona. And then fast forward towards the 93rd minute, when Villarreal were getting very frustrated, when they were committing so many players up front, Coutinho takes the ball, he dribbles the ball into the box, he waits for someone to touch him in order for him to go down, and Villarreal fell for that bait. They tackle Coutinho, and then Barcelona were given a penalty, which Coutinho did score and made it 3-1 and solidified the game, and Barcelona have achieved the 3 points. And I am so glad that Coutinho scored tonight for Barcelona, because he really did need a goal. Like, he does not always show up for Barcelona in this way. He needs some type of confidence in order to continue to give out very confident performances. We want to see a Coutinho that can do well for this club. We cannot be a club or a group of fans where we have to say that Coutinho needs to come out. Like, yes, I know that we have talked about how Coutinho needs to be sold, but when it comes to moments like this, when we need Coutinho to score a goal for Barcelona to seal a match, we have to root for this player. So I'm so happy to see Coutinho finally show up for this club. He really did deserve it. But that is going to be wrapping up today's Barcelona post-match review. So just a reminder, everyone, Xavi is finally going to be having a big break before they do get into their next match, which will be in 7 days. This is going to be a break where the players and Xavi, they're really going to need it, because Barcelona, since Xavi took over, they have been playing one game every 2 or 3 days. So this rest is going to be very much needed. Hopefully, Barcelona can come come back with a bang because we are going to need it. But again, thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys are new here, welcome to the channel. Please like, subscribe, comment, and I will see you guys in the next video.